Mephiston, originally named Callisterius, and also called the Lord of Death, is the Master of the Librarius and the Chief Librarian of the Blood Angels Space Marine chapter. He is the only member of the Blood Angels or their successor chapters known to have defeated the pull of the Black Rage not once, but twice in his life, regaining his sanity both times. He is a librarian of potent ability, believed to be one of the mightiest psykers in the entire Imperium of Man. Yet there are whispers that Mephiston paid a dreadful price for his resurrection, that when he mastered the Black Rage, something altogether more terrible took its place. It is to be hoped that such rumours are baseless, mere carrion latching onto greatness, but Mephiston keeps his secrets close, and only time will reveal the truth. As a young Lexicanium, originally named Battle Brother Calistarius, Mephiston first served as a battle psyker of the Blood Angels Librarian, and as an honorary member of the first company under Captain Raphael during the cleansing of the infamous Space Hulk Sin of Damnation in the year 589 M41. The librarian's powerful mind and supernatural abilities set him apart from his battle brothers, an isolation he seemed to encourage. Calistarius had faced the horrors of the warp and wrestled daily with damnation and temptation. As a result, Calistarius found it difficult to look upon his fellow Space Marines with any empathy. In truth, he inhabited an entirely different sphere of existence. But his precognitive powers and devastating psychic blasts were a priceless asset to Captain Raphael. As Brother Calistarius, Mephiston was a librarian of exceptional valour and strength of character. Yet the Black Rage cares not for the nobility of the soul, nor the deeds of the flesh. Whilst fighting before the walls of Hades' Hive during the Second War for Armageddon, the curse of Sanguinius finally stole upon him. Inducted into the Blood Angels' Death Company, Calistarius took part in the final assault on the Ecclesorium building at Hades' Hive and was amongst those buried when the complex collapsed. Crushed but not dead, the fallen librarian lay trapped for many solar days, screaming and raging as he battled the madness brought on by the flaw. Finally, on the seventh night, he emerged victorious, smashing his way out of the rubble as a new and terrible being. Gone was Calistarius. In his place stood Mephiston, one of the most powerful psykers ever to bless the Emperor of Mankind's name, and the only Blood Angel ever to conquer the Black Rage. The change in him was unprecedented, his physical and mental might pushed to extremes by his reawakened gene seed. Indeed, Mephiston was soon named Chief Librarian of the Blood Angels, and he was viewed by many as a ray of hope in these dark days. After all, if one among the sons of Sanguinius can conquer the Black Rage, so might others. Yet there are those that whisper that Mephiston may have paid for his resurrection in ways as yet unguessed. His resurrection did not go unnoticed, however. As Mephiston heaved aside the massive boulders from his makeshift tomb, the sound of scraping stone drew the attention of a band of orcs still roaming the ruins. Coming upon the stricken Astartes, the orcs thought Mephiston appeared to be easy prey, as he was weaponless and his armour was in ruins. They soon came to rue their decision to attack the helpless Space Marine. Outmatched by Mephiston's speed, 5 orcs died within seconds as the Astartes rained down powerful blows upon them that pulverized flesh and shattered bone, and a dozen more swiftly followed. Too stupid to realize they were outmatched, the orcs pressed the attack. But the reborn Blood Angel continued to fight the brutal orcs until Mephiston punched a large hole clear through the chest of the largest orc and ripped out his heart. His ruined armour, slick with the blood of his foes, Mephiston began the long walk to the Imperial lines. Since that day, Mephiston has risen swiftly through the ranks of the Blood Angels and now holds the office of Chief Librarian. He is a figure of awe and reverence to most of his battle brothers, who perceive him as a saviour in these times of woe. Others are not so accepting, for they have difficulty recognising the Callisterius of old in Mephiston. Callisterius was voluble, yet Mephiston's tongue is silent, save at times of great need. Callisterius sought the company of his brother both on and off the battlefield. Yet Mephiston spends silent hours alone in thought, and his face, though noble beyond compare, somehow speaks of a soul still ill at ease. Perhaps these changes were inevitable given the trial of transformation. Shortly after defeating the Black Rage on Armageddon, Mephiston's strength, psychic, physical, and martial, surpassed those of almost all of his battle brothers, and he quickly rose to become the chief librarian of the Blood Angels, and was granted the title Lord of Death. His psychic powers are so great that few can surpass him, and no other member of the Astartes could best him. His skill in combat is comparable to the greatest of heroes that the Imperium of Man has ever known. Some say that a part of the true power of his Primarch runs through him, since his defeat of the Black Rage, and he is indeed a true son of Sanguinius. Upon the world of Cybele, one of the most dire events in the Blood Angels' long history came to pass in the form of Brother Archeo, who possessed the sacred chapter relic known as the Spear of Telesto, and proclaimed himself to be the reincarnation of Sanguinius. Fealty was given to the so-called reborn angel by many within the ranks of the Blood Angels' 6th Company. Unknown to the Blood Angels, an Ordo Hereticus Inquisitor named Remius Steele, a secret servant of the ruinous powers, manipulated the situation to cause a schism within the chapter. After Gallio and Vode were both killed by Archeo's loyalists, Mephiston decided that he, not Commander Dante, should go and deal with Archeo. He reasoned that since he was a psyker, he could better detect the taint of chaos upon Archeo and his followers. Mephiston arrived on the Blood Angel's shrine world of Sabian to judge Archeo, and turned the powers of his formidable witch sight upon him. He saw the carefully hidden seed of chaos that Steele had planted inside Archeo, and denounced him, the reborn angel, as false, and Inquisitor Steele as a heretic. Mephiston then challenged Archeo to a duel, but before it began, Archeo's biological brother, Sergeant Raphan, a fellow Blood Angel, arrived and offered to challenge him instead. Raphan was one of the few Blood Angels of the 6th Company who had doubted the veracity of Archeo's supposed resurrection, keeping faith with the Emperor and their Primarch, and formally denounced his brother as false. Mephiston looked into Raphan's mind and saw that he had seen a vision of Sanguinius, and that he was destined to fight Archeo. The Lord of Death allowed Raphan to take his place, and the two siblings duelled to the death. After Raphan wounded Archeo and fled, the corrupted Inquisitor Steele ordered the loyalist Blood Angels and the warriors of the Angel Reborn to attack Mephiston and his entourage. Eventually, Raphan emerged triumphant, impaling Archeo through the heart with the Spear of Telesto. Archeo died begging for his brother's forgiveness. After his sibling's death, the true master behind the nefarious chaos plot revealed himself, Malphalax, a greater demon of Tzeentch. Malphalax and Inquisitor Steele had entered into a devil's bargain with War Master Garand of the Word-Bearers Traitor Legion to turn the Blood Angels to chaos by using Archeo as a false messiah. When Archeo was killed by his sibling Raphan, Steele attempted to summon Malphalax, intending to have the demon possess his slave, Ulan. Instead, Malphalax betrayed the Inquisitor and possessed Steele's body, fully manifesting on the mortal plane as a Lord of Change. Malphalax then attempted to cause the Blood Angels to succumb to the Black Rage, but was in turn banished by Rathan using the Spear of Telesto. By the time Rathan defeated Malphalax, Mephiston's iron will had snapped, and he fell once more into the Black Rage. Rathan directed the power of the Spear of Telesto at Mephiston, breaking the hold of the curse upon the Great Librarian for a second time. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, then please be sure to like and subscribe, or even leave a comment. I always try my best to reply to them all. You can even now support the channel by joining the Patreon page, details of which are in the description below. Thank you again for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.